welcome to the Innovation World Young Collaborator podcast series. We're here at the People of Play's Young Inventor Challenge. My name is Young Inventor. I'm 16 years old, and I'm from Aurora, Illinois, in the United States of America. And today I'm joined with my co-host, and our guest today is
Tracy Dudkiewicz.
Well, thank you for joining us. It's very nice to meet you too, Tracy. So what brings you here today to this convention?
This is actually my 24th year of coming to the Chicago Touring Game Fair. My family grew up coming here. I work in the industry. I own a marketing agency and have been doing marketing consulting for over 30 years.
Wow. 24 years is a long time, but I'm glad that you decide to come back each year.
Tell me more about your job and what you do.
Well, the mission of my business is to inspire happiness through playful experiences. So I see a lot of happiness here. You guys look happy. So I guess I'm in the right spot. What I do is I help companies with their strategy and how to put together marketing plans to support the mass market, retailers like Walmart and Target and Barnes & Noble. I'm also a part of the team for my clients that looks at games and decides where should we sell this and how are we going to sell it.
And why do you find it important to work in this kind of industry and attend conventions like this?
I think in anything you do in life, it's important to really think about what your personal mission is. And for me, like I said, the mission of my company is to inspire happiness. And when I see people working on the games and toys that I've helped to bring to market, and I'm able to tell them about it and they can share it with a friend, and people are having face-to-face interaction and creating memories, then I feel like I've done my job.
Yeah, that's a really lovely mission.
Thank you.
Do you work solo? Because you said you started doing marketing agency. Do you work alone or do you have...
That is a really good question. Over the years, I've contracted with other people. I am the sole owner and pretty much work on my own. I bring in people when I need to. I many times hire public relations agencies or different people who have expert careers. We'll do that part over. But who are experts in different areas that I may not have those areas of expertise. I don't know if you've ever heard the term fractional CMO. So that I've been doing a lot of that lately, where I go in and I actually work with the team to make sure, do we have the right people in place? What's our overall strategy going to be, and then what are our tactics? So what are we going to do to actually get the word out about our products throughout the country?
That's really interesting. And having built all of this yourself and getting into this industry, what are some challenges that you face, and what have you learned from that?
That's also a very good question. Sometimes it can get a little lonely working alone, so I have made it a point to do things to get me out of the house, and then also to make sure I'm traveling to my clients' offices a couple times a year, because that face-to-face interaction is very, very important. I also, and this is just career advice or life advice for anyone, you always have to look for the good. Always look for the good. Look for the good in everybody or anything you do, and that generally makes me a fairly happy person most of the time. But don't ask my kids.
I'm glad to hear that. I think that's great advice.
What's your most favorite part of doing this?
What's my most favorite part about
doing your work, being a marketer, doing what you do?
I think I love the people. I love working with all different types of people and constantly learning. I'm a lifelong learner. Even at this conference, it's been so great. I was on a panel the other day, a marketing panel, and the fellow panelists, I learned so much just being alongside them. And so there's always a lot to learn. And I love the joy that play brings to people. This Young Inventor Challenge, this will be a core memory in these kids' lives forever.
Sure.
In fact, it was really fun. This summer in my local community, the summer school was doing a board game class, and they asked me to come in and talk. So I went in and I talked about inventing and mostly marketing, and I told them about the Young Inventor Challenge. And just a little while ago, I was judging, and I asked a young man, I said, what inspired you to come here and do this game today? And he said, well, you talked to my class. So that's why I do what I do. That was very sweet.
That's an amazing story. Full round coincidence and connection.
Yeah.
And what was your background when you got into this career, and what kind of motivated you to do all of it?
So I graduated from the University of Wisconsin-Madison with a journalism degree, and it was my lifelong goal to drive the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. And I had interned at Oscar Mayer, so I thought, I have a pretty good chance. And I was one of 150 people throughout the whole country that got brought in to interview. And I completely bombed my interview. and I knew these people. And I think they knew me well enough that I was not fit to drive around in a Wienermobile for a year with one other person. So I was devastated I didn't get the job. But in the meantime, I had answered a job posting for a publicist for this game called Tribond. And my uncle said, that company's really growing. So I went to the interview, and this is kind of a lesson to don't judge a book by its cover. It was a small tin building that could blow over in a windstorm in a city where there really wasn't much to do for a young woman right out of college. And I met Tim Walsh, who's very inspirational in this industry, and Tribond was his game. And he hired me as a publicist in the company of 7 people. And I was part of a team that grew that company to over 100 people, and I learned every aspect of the business. And so I was in charge of marketing there for 11 years. The company was called Patch Products, and later sold and became Play Monster. And after about 11 years, I started a family and decided I wanted to see if I had I could have a flexible schedule. So I decided to start a business, and I've been marketing consulting in this industry since 2004.
That's such an amazing story. I mean, the rejection was truly redirection.
It was meant to be. I'm so glad, because that would have taken my life on a completely different path.
For sure.
And my husband works in corporate America, which there's a place for everybody.
Yes.
But I really like this little niche in the toy industry where I've landed.
It's a very nice story, very unique.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you'd like to say or share with us about your work?
Well, I'll just tell you, the two of you inspire me with what you're doing, and then trying to learn from so many industry people. And I'm really glad to be a part of this, so thank you for having me.
I learned a lot from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I was Maxwell Willer, and it's the Innovation Podcast.
My name was Aaron. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.